Have you ever heard of a city paved with gold, hidden deep within the Amazon rainforest? A place so rich that its king covered himself in gold dust every single day? This is the legend of El Dorado, the lost city of gold. For centuries, it has fueled the imaginations of explorers, treasure hunters, and historians alike. But is El Dorado a real place, a historical misunderstanding, or just a captivating myth? Today, we re-diving deep into the jungles of South America to uncover the truth behind one of history's greatest legends. The story begins not with a city, but with a man. El Dorado actually means the Gilded One in Spanish. It referred to the ritual of a new Muisca chieftain in what is now modern-day Colombia. According to legend, the new king would be covered in gold dust and then from a raft would offer treasures of gold and emeralds into the sacred Lake Guatavita to appease a god living in its depths. The Muisca people were master goldsmiths, and for them, gold was not a currency but a sacred metal, a way to connect with the divine. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, they heard tales of this incredible ceremony. Their thirst for wealth was insatiable, and the story of a golden king quickly morphed into the legend of a golden city, a metropolis of unimaginable riches just waiting to be discovered. The name El Dorado was transferred from the man to a mythical place, and the hunt was on. This quest for El Dorado became one of the most obsessive and destructive treasure hunts in human history. Men like Gonzalo Pizarro, brother of the conqueror of the Incas, and the infamous Lope de Aguirre led brutal expeditions into the Amazon. They faced starvation, disease, hostile tribes, and the unforgiving jungle itself. Thousands of lives, both European and indigenous, were lost. They tortured local populations for information, followed false leads, and chased mirages, all for a city that seemed to vanish like smoke. One of the most famous expeditions was led by the English courtier Sir Walter Raleigh. Convinced El Dorado was in the highlands of Guyana, he sailed to South America twice. He wrote a book, The Discovery of Guyana, which described a vast, rich city called Manoa on the shores of a massive lake, further cementing the legend in the European imagination. But Raleigh, like all the others, found nothing but hardship and ultimately met a tragic end, executed in part for his failed quest. So where did they all go wrong? The problem was a fundamental misunderstanding. The Spanish, obsessed with material wealth, interpreted the Muisca's sacred rituals as a sign of an endless supply of gold. They were chasing a city of gold, when the real treasure was the cultural and spiritual significance the Muisca people placed upon the metal. The city was a metaphor, a story that grew more elaborate with each retelling. Archaeologists have since confirmed the basis of the El Dorado ritual. They've even dredged Lake Guatavita and found hundreds of gold artifacts, confirming it was a sacred site for offerings. These pieces, intricate and beautiful, are not bricks from a golden city, but offerings from a deeply spiritual culture. They are now priceless treasures in museums, telling the true story of the Muisca people. So, was there a lost city of gold? In the way the conquistadors imagined it? Almost certainly not. There was no jungle metropolis with golden streets and emerald-studded walls. That was a fantasy, a fever dream born from greed. However, recent discoveries are forcing us to reconsider what lost city might mean. Using advanced technology like LiDAR, which can see through the dense jungle canopy, archaeologists are uncovering incredible finds across the Amazon. They have found evidence of vast, interconnected urban settlements, with roads, canals, and pyramids dating back thousands of years. These societies were far more complex and widespread than previously thought. While not made of solid gold, they were rich in culture, knowledge, and population. Could one of these newly discovered ancient cities have been the source of the El Dorado myth? It's possible. A powerful, influential city-state, known for its wealth and trade, could have been the kernel of truth that grew into the legend. Perhaps the stories weren't entirely fabricated, but exaggerated descriptions of a real, powerful indigenous civilization that disappeared long ago, reclaimed by the jungle. The quest for El Dorado, then, has transformed. It's no longer about finding a pile of gold. It's about uncovering the lost history of the Amazon's ancient civilizations. The real treasure isn't a city of gold, but the knowledge of the people who lived there, their way of life, and their complex societies. The legend of El Dorado, in a way, was a corrupted map leading us centuries later to an even greater discovery, a lost world hidden right under our noses. The story of El Dorado is a powerful lesson. It's a tale of greed, misunderstanding, and the destructive consequences of obsession. But it's also a story of human resilience, exploration, and the enduring power of myth. The gilded man on his raft, the conquistadors chasing shadows in the jungle, and the modern scientists peeling back the layers of the forest floor are all part of the same epic story. El Dorado may not be a city of gold, but the truth it points to is arguably more valuable. It reminds us that history is full of lost chapters, and that the greatest treasures are often not material wealth, but the stories and knowledge of the cultures that came before us. The Amazon still holds many secrets, and the search for El Dorado, in its new form, is far from over. What do you think? Is there still a chance a real city of gold is out there? Or is the true treasure the history we're uncovering? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the heart of the legend. If you enjoyed this exploration, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the mysteries of the past. See you next time.